Okay, so thank you everyone for showing up to the call live. And I'm sure more people will be watching the recording. So let's get started. I want to respect, people's time and guests' time that are on the call. And we have we have a couple special guests. Samara, why don't you introduce our first one, and then she can kick off our call tonight.
Okay, great. Very happy to introduce Brittany Frakes today. She's with Darren Hardy team, and I signed up with Darren Hardy about in May to do their amazing program. And since then, I haven't watched TV for 3 months because of it. And been able to really dedicate time to the business, staying focused, everything that we talk about right here in Team Engage. They totally correlate wonderfully. And some of you were curious about what I was doing in our other group, our EOY group, and Britt was offered to come on and just talk a little bit and share with us the amazing opportunities that Darren Hardy has. So thank you so much, Britt, for being here.
Yeah, thank you, Samara, and thanks, Greg, for welcoming me on to Team Engage's call tonight. And hello, my other Beachbody friends. I really am excited to be here with you guys this evening. And as Greg mentioned, there's a few of you who are live, and for those of you who are going to be watching the recording, I know you all have separate lives and a lot's going on. So the fact that you choose to be on these team calls in the first place with Greg and to hear from Grace is going to be absolutely amazing, and it does say a lot about you. So my goal really here with you tonight is to take a few minutes, not long at all, to first introduce myself, as Samara mentioned, as a point of contact, really, and as a representative from the Darren Hardy A-Team, and to be sure you all are aware of the resources he has available that really may help you and your teams crush your big goals for 2018. So first off, I kind of want to get a feel for you guys, just by a little show of hand. You can raise it here on the screen. Who was at Coach Summit back in 2017 was Darren was keynote? Did anyone see him live there? Oh, wonderful. Cool. Okay. So you do know who I'm talking about when I say Darren Hardy. Wonderful. And then who was brand new to Beachbody about a month or so in? Okay, wonderful. And then who has read The Compound Effect? It's a book that Darren Hardy's written. Okay, wonderful. Awesome. Yay. Okay, that's awesome. So for those of you who may not know, about Darren, he's formerly known as the editor and publisher of Success Magazine, and he really worked over the past 25 years to cultivate the entire personal development and success industry. So he got to sit knee to knee with the most successful entrepreneurs on the planet and weed out what they were doing to gain leverage on their competitors and really, set themselves apart in their businesses. So he branched off from Success about 4 years ago to start the organization that I'm a part of now. So just to paint you all a quick picture really of who I am. Again, my name is Britt. My formal title on the A-Team is the Community Growth Liaison, which I started on the team here about 3 years ago. So I really do get the pleasure of working alongside Darren on a daily basis and our awesome team of about 20 people. And really, all together, we help guide people just like yourself, the achievers, and the people who want more for themselves and for other people. Those who are striving to, create a greater impact. That's who we really are serving as a part of what Darren's organization does now. So in my role, I've gotten the chance to speak directly with hundreds of achievers. That's how Samara and I got connected, is from the direct contact that I do get with our community, and have managed our entire Insane Productivity community, which is the group that Samara is in. So I've gotten a really good chance to understand who comes through our programs, who it serves, and what it can help them with. So I know from personal experience that one of the most beautiful things about network marketing in particular, which you all already know, is that you really can become engaged in this business model, no matter if you want to, earn an extra $500 a month to pay off a few bills, or if you want to build this as, a 10-year business to build an empire and leave a legacy for your family. But what I found with talking with other network marketing professionals in our community is that a lot of people still struggle with staying consistent over the long haul, especially in an at-home based business. As you all know, it's so easy to get pulled into other distractions and lose focus on what we all know should be our income producing activities and those things that we do on a daily basis to make it rain. So I don't know if some of you have experienced that, but I know for a fact that, after talking with plenty of other achievers, that it is, consistency over the long haul is indeed, something that is a key factor in your success that can also prohibit you. So I wanted to, kind of put that out there and let you all know that I am really passionate about talking with you directly to see if maybe that is a challenge you're struggling with to get into that next level of your business, or if it's, you know, a factor of leading the new team members that you bring on board, teaching them the power of consistency over a long haul. So I'm really here to introduce myself and to leave my contact information, as Greg said, in case any of you would like to just learn a little bit more about some of the resources Darren has when it comes to productivity, systems of accountability, and really how to leverage and scale your time when you're dedicating, no matter if it's a couple hours a day or a full time, to your network marketing business in Beachbody. So I will leave my calendar link and my email in this chat right here. So the best place, I guess, to reach out to me, you all, is first via email if you do have questions. Otherwise, if you feel ready and just want to talk with me in a 15, 20-minute appointment, you can just use my calendar link. So it should drop right in there, my email and my meeting link, and then I'll send that to Greg on the side too. So I definitely don't want to take a lot of your time here, but I guess if anyone has any immediate direct questions, feel free to let me know. I can stay on if you do. Otherwise, I will hand the mic off to Greg and Grace to join in the rest of the call.
So Britt, what do you offer to people? Is it just an initial consultation? Excuse me, or I mean, do you take them through a training program, or like what is it like working with you, and can you tell us how much does it cost?
Good question. Yeah. So my first thing that I, would happy to do is to send you a personal invitation. It's an exclusive broadcast event that Darren hosts for people who really are looking to either level up their businesses or their productivity. Like I said, it's invite only. So the first step that I can do is kind of provide you that invitation and insight into this event with Darren. You'll get to sit with him for about 60 minutes and learn directly from him what he has to offer there. And if you want to kind of skip that step and you're like, nope, I want to just join in, we can totally hop on a call and just, get to know your goals. And I will help you understand whether this would be a fit for you or not. Sometimes, the curriculum isn't really a great match. So we'll be able to identify that on about a 15, 20-minute call. So I can certainly do that. And if you decide to go through with the Insane Productivity Program, it's 4 installments of $495. With lifetime access. So that's kind of the investment you're looking at. And Darren wanted me to be sure and mention as well that we do set up special team packages. So if you have a team leaders under you, that at least 5 or more, and you want to get together and see how this can create a ripple effect throughout your entire organization, that is something we can discuss as well. And it's a different rate than an individual membership.
Okay, great. Well, thank you very much for coming on and sharing that with us. And
I'll just see again. It's like 2B mindset in the sense that you have the video. So every week a new module is released. So I've been doing a 12-week module. And it's just incredible. And it's amazing because it is so in alignment with everything that Beachbody and that what we talk about. And it just helps progress it. If I had a team of my own, we definitely would be doing it, because it just keeps everybody even more on target. And looking at bigger issues, not just the smaller issues, but how media, technology, and how things are. We're just bombarded with so much information all the time that keeps us distracted, and it really helps us stay focused and look at the bigger picture. It's been really, really incredible.
Awesome. Well, I love to hear that. I was going to ask you, Samara, what your result and experience has been. So I'm glad you shared that. And thank you all again for letting me hop in here. And I hope you have a great rest of your call. And I will talk to you guys soon.
Thank you.
Thank you again. Bye.
Okay. Well, that's good. I definitely love Darren Hardy as well. And obviously the Compound Effect and his second book, the roller coaster one, was amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. And the modules are not a video. They're from his live trainings that people have spent $10,000 to attend. So the trainings that you're getting are him speaking at those events. And it's really extraordinary.
Great. Okay, so let's move on to our second guest speaker, who is Grace Weiss. Is that how you say your name? Weiss? Okay. And Grace has been a coach only since April. And I had kept seeing her name pop up like at the top of the leaderboard when we're doing our recognition and our graphics. And I'm like, who's this Grace person? She's not even in our group. And then I got Mark or Teresa or somebody to add her to our group so that we could tag her in the pictures. And then last month I saw that she had 32 SC points, and which is amazing for a relatively new coach. And she tells me that she's an Emerald coach and she's going on Diamond, which is awesome. So I asked her to come on here and share tell her story, share her tips or secrets so that we can all hit SC32 this month. So if you want to take it away, go ahead.
Okay, well, thank you so much for letting me come on. So my name is Grace Weiss. I live in Metro Detroit with my husband and our 15-month-old son, Julian. So before I get started, hold on, I want to see. Okay, I can see her. Can you raise your hand if you're an Emerald coach? Okay, can you raise your hand if you're a Diamond or higher coach? Okay. Okay, so before we get started, I want you right now to get a piece of paper out, or if you don't have a piece of paper by you, just something little that you can just write on. And I want you to write down, what is your why? What is your why to be a Beachbody coach? But you are not allowed to write to help others. So you're not allowed to write that. So I want you to write it down, really think about that. And I'm going to give you a minute before we get started. And while you're writing, I'm just going to start out with my journey, and we'll come back to our whys in a few minutes. Okay, so I started back in October. I was my weight loss journey. I just knew that I needed to change something. I had no energy. I was 6 months postpartum, and I was lost. I lost myself, who I was. I'm a special education teacher, so my job entails, it's very draining a lot of the times. And, you know, I was being tired when I came home from work, and I didn't have time to spend with my son and my husband. And so I reached out to my friend, my coach, and my friend, Michelle, and I made a commitment. And I said, hey, for the next 21 days, I'm going to do the workout. I'm going to follow the meal plan, and I'm going to drink my Shakeology. And I committed to those 3 things. And I said, nothing's going to get in my way of doing this. And in my first month, I lost 11 pounds, 14 and a half inches. And I was like, oh my God, these 3 simple things can change my life. And so I kept going and going, and start to finish every single program. And then 80 days came out. And by then I was about 25 pounds down. And I started sharing on social media. I was not thinking about doing a coach. I just was confident, and I started sharing more. And so little by little, people would say, oh, what are you doing? And then I would talk to my coach and say, hey, my sister is interested. Hey, my friend's interested. Can you help them out? So I kept on going. I wasn't even thinking about coaching. And then I finished 80 days. And I decided that day that I was going to be a coach. And that was like April, I think like 14th or something. So I sent Michelle a message, and I said, I have people interested that want to do this. You know, let's give it a try. So I signed up middle of April, and that first month I hit Success Club 22. And honestly, I did not know anything about the business. I had just started my new coach training that Mark and Teresa had put together, and I followed it to a T, and I did exactly what they told me to do. And that's it. I really wasn't working the business. I didn't know what a BAT was. I didn't have a checklist, nothing, anything. I just shared my thing on Instagram stories, on Instagram, on Facebook. And that's all I did. And then at the end of May, I told Michelle, I said, we're going to Summit. I don't really know what it is, but we're going. It's only 4 hours drive from Michigan, so let's do it. So we signed up, we're going. And then in June, if you know what a teacher's like, it's crazy. The last 2 weeks leading up to Summit were the last 2 weeks of school. And I hit Success Club 10. And I was like, okay. Like, I'm glad I hit that, but crap, I've already had huge months before. And I was like, So I didn't know really what I needed to do. So I went to Summit, and if you haven't, raise your hand if you have gone to Summit. Okay, if not, immediately you need to sign up for it next year, because the energy that place brings is like no other experience I've ever had. And I've learned so much. So once I went there, I was like, I was watching Greg and everyone else walk across the stage, and I was like, I can beat this person. And I was going to the trainings, and I'm like, oh my God, this is me. Like, I was you. I'm like, I am you. And like, what am I going to do now? And then they were telling me like, yeah, you're like me too. And I really believed it. So sorry, there's a weird ticking noise in my house. Michelle and I drove those 4 hours back to Michigan, and we set out a plan. We decided that, started making steps of what we needed to do. Michelle, I don't want to speak on your behalf, but she was kind of using a BAT. So we really started researching that type of information, what type of posts we needed to be putting out, and, really got into the business, because I realized at that moment, like, if you don't put these posts out, they're not just going to come to you. Like, you have to put in the work. So in July, we made a plan, what we were going to do, and we did it. And I hit 32 success clubs because I posted like a crazy person every single day. And I'm going to talk about this in a minute, but I did not really have a game plan. This phone was glued to me constantly, and I was going nuts the first 2 weeks. So that's something I'm going to talk to you guys about too, is developing a schedule. So, and then I'm now here, it's the 14th. I have 14 success points so far. My goal again is to get to 30 by the end of the month. I watched one of a top coach that I really love, and she said her average was 30, so that's my average. And every day I wake up and I think, you know what, I'm going to walk across that stage next year. I'm going to be a 5-star Diamond Elite coach. I don't care. I'm not that yet now, but I tell myself that every single day, because that's what it takes. You can't just be content with like, you're going to be this next step emerald. I mean, it's great when you hit those rank advancements, but you need to set this goal for yourself. And then this kind of leads me to my why. As a teacher, and I don't know if any of you are, but you work your butt off. You don't have very good salary. My parents helped me out as much as I could with college, but I still had $30,000 of debt. And then if you know anything else about being a teacher, that they basically make you go back to get your master's. So now, Derek and I got married 2 years ago. We got also pregnant within that year. I was finishing my master's, so I had to use loans to pay that back. So now being my why is I don't want to have to rely on my husband to pay these bills. I know what my why is. What was I going to do with this amount of money? And I saw this opportunity, especially after Summit, and said, I can do this too. And then the next one is just my son. And I'll try not to get emotional about it because it is, I do, but he's 15 months old, and I don't want to miss out on these opportunities and experiences that he's going to have in these next few years, because before I know it, he's going to be in kindergarten, and I'm never going to get that chance back. And I don't want I want to be my own boss. I don't want my boss telling me when I can take off time. When Julian's sick, using all my time, and Derek and I eventually want to have more children. So, and I have to save my sick days for that. And it's just crazy, this nonsense world that I live in, and I'm done with it. And I'm glad there's no other of my teaching people on here, because I'm done. I don't want to do that. So my goal, and I also tell myself this every single day, is my goal by 2020 that I'm going to retire from teaching, and I'll be at home, stay-at-home mom, full-time coach, and that's what I want to do. So you need to dig deep. And when you're looking at that piece of paper of what you wrote your why on, we're all here because we want to help people. We know that. That is our main goal. But is helping people really going to build your business, it's not. You're going to have to put in that effort and, put in that effort to help build your business. So my next thing, and even I did, when I started out coaching, I wanted to know, what was the big secret? What was this big secret that everyone knew and I just didn't like? And I still have to tell myself, knock it off, because there's no big secret. And you want to know what the big secret is? I will tell you right now. It's consistency and following your 4 vital behaviors of the company. That's the only way you're going to do it. And I know you've heard it over and over again, but it's the truth. And I know Britt just talked about it, being consistent. Till you get to that point of that residual income, the only way you're going to be making money is if you're consistent in your business. And it really came full circle when I looked at that July month, and I knew that I slacked on those things and that I only landed at Success Club 10. So what you put into this business is what you're going to get out of it. And, don't think for 1 second that it's just going to fall in your lap, because it's not. And I know that's the hard truth, but it is. So my biggest thing is that you have to be the proof that the product works. And are all of you can you raise your hand if you're following a program right now in a meal plan and drinking your Shakeology? Okay, because if you're not, shame on you, because you have all those tools sitting in front of you to be successful. Yes, I did have a 40-pound weight loss transformation, but you don't have to have that. You just need to say, I'm committing to the program. I'm starting today. You take your before, after photos, whatever it is, and share your journey through it, whether it's the 21-day or you're doing Lift 4, 80-day obsession, whatever it is. You need to document your journey, be real, be raw, be genuine, because there is never a day that I don't wake up every day feeling like it's this perfect, la-di-da, like today I was hanging off the toilet because I was sick. Like, it's not perfect every day, and I share that. I went on my Instagram story and said, you guys, I am struggling today. I caught the flu. Like, this is real life. I'm not this perfect person that goes downstairs and works out every single day and nothing bad ever happens. So, and people want to see your transformation, and because if they don't see your transformation, and I'm not talking just physical, emotional, you have a smile on your face, you're excited, that's what's really going to draw people's attention. People need to trust you, and they need to know that that they can do it too, and they want to see themselves in you, and they will when you are sharing your true journey. So, I know it's hard to put yourself out there, but you just have to do it. If you want, if you want to make it somewhere, you have to do this. And so my next thing, invite. I know we've all said this, but I'm just going to say this because that's something I struggled with, inviting. I was like, so I'm just going to send out this person and say, come join my group. Like, oh, I don't think, but it's not like that. And I think they need to change the wording on that, because let's be honest, the first thing you need to do is you need to build a connection with whoever it is that you're talking to. I don't want you to ever say anything about Beachbody. You just build that connection. You see that they're a new mom. Oh, they're a grandma too. They're a teacher. They're a dog lover. Whatever it is, make that connection. And when you're doing that is through inviting. If you're doing your job correctly, you're sending out your new friend requests. I try to do about 20 a day. This is just what works for me. But target your audience. Look at the person's page first before just adding them as a friend. You want it to be someone that, my target audience right now are moms. So I look at their profile pictures. Do they have pictures of them with their children? Are they a teacher? What other things that relate to me, that then I target them on Facebook, to add as friend requests. But again, and then as soon as they accept my friend request, immediately build connection. Because, I mean, you have to take your mind out of it. People in, I don't want to say normal people, but people that aren't Beachbody coaches that are on Facebook, they'll probably accept a friend request, but then they kind of forget about you. So as soon as they are adding you, accepting you, send a connection. Whether it be you can say like, thanks for accepting my friend request. I see you're a new mom too. Or, oh my gosh, I love that shirt you're wearing in your profile pic. Where did you get that from? Whatever it is, you need to build that connection immediately, because they probably are going to forget about you. They're going to accept you and they might not even look at your page. So make sure you're doing that with intention. And then posting daily. I try minimum once a day, and my goal is 3 times a day. I will share my IG handler and my Facebook so you guys can check it out. But posting daily, and you commenting back to every single person that comments on your posts. So giving them a thank you, and then also if they're giving you a comment, my best advice is then go direct message them also a comment. So saying something like, thank you so much for liking my before and after picture. Is it because you're interested or just showing me some love? Either way, thank you. Just simple things like that to build that connection. Or, it's people like you that make this job worthwhile. Just anything to get that engagement process going. And also my mistake is I was only connecting with the people that were commenting at first. You need to be commenting or messaging anybody who likes, loves, whatever emoji it is. And maybe they aren't interested, but hey, I just actually got a message today from a girl that I friend requested. I never thought for a million years she was going to end up being a challenger. And she said, she's only been in my group this past month. And she said, thank you so much for friend requesting me. If you did not friend request me, I would never be at this point. So, take the fear out of it. The worst they're going to do is not accept you, or they're not going to reply back. And that happens every day. I mean, some days I'm sending over 100 messages because having back and forth conversation with people. Some people don't. And you know what? Brush it off, because they're not worth your time. And, eventually if you keep posting and sharing your story, maybe at some point then they'll end up coming and making another connection. Obviously, if they comment again on a post, like sending me information, then do that. And then once you make that connection, then it is okay to invite, like saying like, I do part-time health and fitness coaching. Are you working on any fitness goals yourself, or whatever it may be, something simple like that. Then that's fine to do that, but never, ever, ever, ever send out, this is my personal thing, never send out a cold invite. I hate it. I always get things from Thrive or like Rodan and Fields, like people I didn't even talk to, and they're like, hey girl, buy my stuff. Okay. They are selling products. We are not selling products. Are the behind the shop thing. We're selling a lifestyle, and that's what's the most important thing that you need to remember in this business. And then also back to like business hours. So before I had business hours, because I didn't think, I knew it was a business, but I wasn't treating it like a business. I was on my phone constantly and going back and forth like, oh my God, I have to make sure I get this deal. You know what? They're going to still be waiting for you tomorrow because they're really interested. And so don't ever feel like that. And my husband was like, you need to figure some type of flow out here, because you're always on your phone. This is craziness. You got to stop. So can I think I can share. Let me share this. Oh gosh, now I can't see myself. And I know this, can you guys see? Okay, I know this sounds silly, but make a schedule. Because any other job, my teaching job is 9 to 4. I know I have to be there during that time. And then other times it's free time for me. So I just made this that was on, like, I think I typed in Google free schedule maker. That's it. And I scheduled everything out. So I know my blue time is my Beachbody time. My workouts are scheduled, personal development, family time, and I don't respond back to that time. It's really crucial, because otherwise you're going to be like a chicken with your head cut off, running around trying to figure out what the heck's going on. And if you guys heard this before, sorry, but it's just something that I didn't really pay attention to at first, and I really wish I would have, because then I wouldn't have been a crazy person, like trying to keep all this in. So power hour. Mine's kind of like a 2-hour thing. But be specific in your, in what you want to accomplish in that time. So either using a business activity tracker, so I can put these up there. I personally am like old fashioned. I like paper pencil. So different BATs that you can use, and I can put this up, I'll put it in the link, that, help you to monitor what you're doing every day. Another one that I've been using is this checklist. I can share this too. It's Let's Win the Week. And it's very simple for me. I just print it out, and then I just cross off what I do. But you got to do what works for you. It might work for me, but might not work for you. And you might be more technology fancy, and I'm just not that way. But using something like this to track, because otherwise you're just sending out, random group invites. You're not really paying attention. You're not tracking it. So that's really important about your time management. And stay focused during that time. When you have the specific list of what you need to accomplish, you can do it in a lot shorter time. I actually today, because I'll be going back to school in a few weeks, and I'm probably going to only have an hour pocket time. So I set my timer, I had my list of what I need to do, and I went through it. So when you set a timer, you can be intentional of what you need to do.
Yeah, Grace, I was going to ask you, what will your schedule look like when you go back to
Okay, so here's my schedule, because I don't really know what it's going to look like. But most likely I'm going to be getting up at 4:30. And I did that anyways before I went 80 day, because they were the longer workouts. So my plan is probably to wake up at 4:30, and from we're doing workout right now at like 5:30. So probably doing that from like 4:30 to 5:30, trying to really get that done during that tight crunch period. And then, so there's a lot of space right now, because I'm still playing with it till I get back in my routine. I'm not going to know exactly, but I blocked out school, so I know when that is. And, I don't want to lose time from Julian, another one of my whys, that when I come home from school, I want to be with him. So I guess if that makes me wake up at 4:30 or staying up a little later to take care of business, that's what I'm going to do. And, every business that you've ever worked for, they have hours. So also Saturday, blocked out. I'm not doing any Beachbody on Saturday. And then on Sundays, I'll do it during his nap time. Pray that he still takes naps in the fall. So that is how I'm going to do it. And then maybe I'll do it like a little bit when Derek gets home from work. Like, he can have some alone time with Julian, and I can do a little bit of business. But that's kind of what my schedule is going to look like for the fall. Not sure, but I know it's important to have, because it's nice too, because Derek will hold me to it. If there's times that I, post it up too. If you have kids at home, post it up and be like, this is my time, I'm doing this. I can give you full attention when I'm done, because if you're trying to do this and that all at the same time, something's got to give, and you're not giving 100% to either. And when you're with your kids and family, you want to give that 100%. And when you're doing Beachbody, you want to do that 100%. So just getting that schedule in place will really help. And then another thing is organizing your contacts. I tried it because I watched a bunch of people. Teresa and Mark are a little bit more technology like this. So I tried it at first. I I would write every single person that I made some type of connection, fitness connection. I wrote it down. I wrote their name, when I contacted them, and when I was planning to follow up, or I made notes like she's trying to do 21 day on her own. But to be honest, this girl right now, she just signed up with me. I've been talking to her, and she just signed up, and she's been in my challenge group the last 2 months, because we all know on our own is challenging. But I made that note, and I look back at it. Now what I do, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see this exactly. Probably that light's too bright. Hold on. Okay, so this is just a spiral notebook. I write the date on top. There's 32 lines on this notebook, and I write 32 people that I made a connection with that day. And I write their name down, that I sent them a message, a thank you, whatever it is, and then I flip to the next page. The next page is full of 30 new names of people. If you're doing your job posting, there's people that are liking and there's people that are commenting new every single day. Or also 10 to 15 people are the people that accepted my friend request the following day. So they are also on my list. They're the people that I'm making connection with that day. Then I'll write, sorry, that light's bright, I can't see. But then I'll make little notes next to it of things that they're interested in or what they're currently doing and when I'm going to check back in with them. So either way, you can make it work for your lifestyle.
Hey, Grace, I love how you said, like, you're not just posting and, have your same friends, that you're hoping will respond to your post and your invites, right? You're going out and you're actively finding new people. And you mentioned on Facebook, and I assume you're doing that on Instagram too. Can you share any tips about where you're going to find people or how you're connecting with people?
Yep, I'm going to go to that. So I'm going to share with I'm going to stop this share and I'm going to go on my phone. So Instagram is like, I prefer it over Facebook. I do not really like using, oops. Let's see if it pops up. Okay, there it is. So I personally, if you don't have Instagram, go make an account today. You need Instagram. So what also I would recommend doing is, oh, jump. Sorry, it disappeared. Can you guys still see my phone? Oh yeah, okay. So Instagram, it's gold, people. This is where I share my life. Up here are your stories. So what you should do too is you need to make a list of like the more you can put on your list, the better. So like 5 to 10 things that are specific to you as an individual. So like I do like 15 months postpartum, 15-month-year-old, Pipple mom, like special ed teacher, resource room, like more specific. So what you do is on your search, you go to that search button on the bottom. So let's say 15 months postpartum. On your tags. Okay. So there's like, see, there's me. So I posted, so this is one that doesn't have, there's 66 posts, which is good because then my picture sits up there on the top of that feed for a long time. So I go to other people. Obviously, I don't go to people if they're coaches. But if they're just regular old mamas like me, I'll go to them and click, okay, that person has 22,000, but I wouldn't add them. This girl might be a coach, but whatever. I would go say follow them because they are someone that I could relate to. They're 15 months postpartum. We can make a connection. So different things. If you're doing like dog mom, there's going to be a lot of different tags, and to me that's too much. So you need to find a more specific thing that speaks to you as an individual, and then finding those people and adding them to your group. So the other day I did. Okay, I'll tell you guys about an app, but I can't go into it because it's a little bit too confusing. So you kind of have to play around with it. It's called Captivate. Have any of you guys heard of Captivate? Okay. It's an app to organically grow followers. I probably shouldn't even do this because it might be confusing. So you can follow people on here and you can add them into a queue, because Instagram has limitations on how many people you can add in a day. But say like you, sorry, I'm trying to think. So The Honest Company, it's like a baby company. So I can go into their feed and click on likes. So people who liked it. And you can either go through and click on people and add them into who you want to follow, or you can do like a select all kind of thing. So I'll select them all. And then you click follow and start in a local queue, they will be added into this queue of people that this app will start adding them without hitting the limits of Instagram. So it can help you like organically grow followers. But I won't go too much into that. You kind of gonna have to play around with it, but there's tons of YouTubes. That's how I found it. I was trying to grow my Instagram following, and that's how I did it. But yeah, so you just like go into this night mode and you press start, and then it will automatically, you can't see it, it will automatically start adding those people at the rate that's allowed for Instagram. So I usually do it at nighttime or different things like that. So I'll shut that off. But there's tons of information out there on YouTube for that, but it's a really good app. Because what was happening, I was wasting a lot of manpower going through all of these tags to find people. So I was sitting here like, it would take me hours to do what this app does for me, all while I'm sleeping. So if you guys haven't heard of that, you definitely should check that out. And then, so same thing on Instagram. Everything gets posted on my Instagram and then gets pushed onto my Facebook. So I'm not having to do a bunch of posts here and there. I know other people use different types of programs, but that's what I've used right now. And then another thing that's, I think, really important for Instagram is making sure that you're editing your photos. The Instagram is filled with beautiful pictures and everything, and everyone's using edits. And if your picture you want to try to attract someone, and if your picture doesn't speak to them, they're just going to go on to the next one. So really making sure you're editing your photos. And I do this with the app called Facetune right here. That one is $4.99. I use Visco. That's a free app. It's right there, Visco. And I also use Snapseed. And I found this from, that was me. I found this from Summit. Someone actually, one of the coaches said it's free and it's awesome. So you can do a bunch of different filters. You don't have to even have to play around with it, and it will create that for you. But yeah, so if you want to, though, the best way to explore is just to searching on Instagram and finding different tags that relate to you as a person, and then, be consistent. Post every single day, a minimum of once, and you're going to continue to get people engaged. And the best way also is your Instagram stories. So let me just try to click on this. So like there's 163 people, I don't know if you can see that at the bottom, that watched my video. So all of those people are people that you can go reach out to and put them on your list for tomorrow. They don't even have to like anything, but they sat there and watched that video. Why not give them, send the message, make a connection. So this is half of it is my life, not even with anything with Beachbody. I'm just sharing who I am. I'm being me. I'm being raw, real. I mean, the other day I had syrup in my hair, and I just be silly with it. People want to see that. And so I just share, and sometimes I share, give recognition posts on here. It's a great way to get other people excited about what you're doing as a coach. But yeah, and then another tip that I learned was that every third row of your Instagram should have some type of transformation photo, whether it be, even it can be one of just your arm. That's just my arm, my face. It doesn't have to be in a bikini. It doesn't have to be fancy. There's my husband on there. I also share challengers because, it can be easy for one person to make a transformation, but to help the lives of other people and share their transformation, people are going to really start trusting you, and when they're seeing other people that you're helping too. So yeah, and just don't let fear hold you back. I know it's scary, and it can be, but just make the post and walk away. And if you really have that many haters in your life, time to check the list and get them out of there, because they are not going to help you in this business. And the scariest thing that's going to happen is someone's not going to like you or unfriend you. And if that's the worst, the worst thing I've gotten so far was someone told me that I post a lot. And I said, yeah, I do. I'm just sharing my journey. And now she's a potential, right? She's going through a surgery, but she's a potential client next month. So, just anytime you have those opportunities, just make the connection and just don't let fear hold you back, because it's going to do nothing for your business but bring you down. But
hey, Grace. Hey, how do you invite people, or what do you invite them to? Do they have to buy a challenge pack, or do you have something free that they can do?
We are right now currently working on our sneak peek kind of thing. So I do not have a sneak peek. Right now I just have my accountability groups. Some of my challengers do have just had an on-demand, but didn't have a coach or anything. So I did allow them to be in my accountability group, because now they've turned into customers. So that's kind of what Michelle and I and some of the other coaches on our team right now, we're trying to develop sneak peeks. Actually next week we're putting out our coach sneak peek, and then eventually getting into that. But yeah, I haven't gone into that much. I'm only 4.5 months into it. So I'm just slowly but surely just trying to, build the empire, right?
Right. Yeah, you're doing amazing. And it's obvious to me, at least, why you're hitting SC30, because you are putting in the work, and you are messaging people, and you're using the tools and things like that. So,
in my hopes is to have that, a 5-day free thing, but we haven't gotten to that level yet. But thankfully people trust me enough, and I, try to talk to them as much as I can, whether it be, sometimes I'm doing a Zoom call with them, or FaceTime or texting back and forth, so they can really understand what it's about before thing. And I really don't even have what is it called, the link tree thing or anything yet. So I'm still new. Mark tells me if it's working now, keep doing it till it's not working. So that's what I've kind of done these last 4 months. So just slowly but surely adding things.
Awesome. Yeah. You should, if you have a goal of SC30, you should also, I'm sure you have a goal of how many coaches you want to add every single month, right? And if you're following the top coaches, you see that they're adding 10, 20, 30 coaches a month, right? And that's how they're getting to elites and top 10s and stuff like that.
Exactly. Yeah. So I built my husband's account to Emerald last month, and he was actually on the leaderboard at 8. So, and then I'm building my mother-in-law's account right now. So, take advantage of those different accounts that you can have, and it's just another thing that you can control in your business.
Absolutely. Great advice. And then look for those business builders to join your tribe, right?
Exactly. Exactly. And you never know who it was, because I literally told my coach, Michelle, when I signed up, I said, this isn't for a coaching thing, right? Like, now I'm here. So you never know who is going to pop up and really, take initiative on the business.
Right. Okay. Does anyone else have any questions for Grace before we wrap up?
Do you post the link in your
The recording?
Yeah, the recording.
Yeah, I'll post it in the group and probably in the event as well.
Okay, I'll share the links in that, because if I share the links in the chat in here, I think you won't be able to see them, right?
Yeah, that would be great. Just post them in the event. Then that way they're all in the same place.
Okay, I will. Well, thank you so much. Sorry, I'm new to this whole talking to people, so hopefully I gave you some information.
Grace, I have a question.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you still teaching, or are you coaching full part-time now?
I'm coaching, well, full-time right now because it's summer, part-time into the fall. So that's why I'm like, right now I'm really working on is what do I need to be successful for the fall. So I've been like really trying to look at my schedule and figuring out what my checklist is going to be for the fall, so I can really focus on that. Like I said, my goal is by 2020 to retire from teaching, hopefully, if all goes well. But yeah, so the next few months will really test me as a coach, as a mom, as a teacher, and trying to balance this life. But yeah, any other questions? No, good.
I think we're good. So thank you for coming on the call and sharing with us. Great.
And check out my Instagram. I'm on there more. Like, you'll see me doing all my silly stuff. But check me out, and maybe I can. If you ever have any questions, just send me a message. I would love to share with you guys.
All right. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Grace. It's awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you, Grace.
Yeah.
Have a great night, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Good night.